Today, I'd like, as part of my series on the success principles, to talk a bit about personal finances. I think this is the first time I'm actually broaching this topic in my video series, and I'll be talking a lot more about it, but this is just the starters. My name is Dr. Evelyn Tawia. If we haven't met before, I do my series based on my personal experiences and as I read. Now, I'm going to be reading from a book that has been suggested and recommended for a long time, but I never really touched the book because I didn't like the title of the book, which is really naughty. I didn't like the title. It says that's the book, The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. I don't know, for some reason I didn't like the title, so I never looked at it until a friend challenged me to it. So I bought it and I read it. Now, I want to read a little piece in there with you, and there's a lot more in there that I'll be discussing as we get along, but I'm going to read this first bit, little piece. Okay, so it says, now it says, bear with me, I'm going to have to read, sorry. So it says, a part of all you earn is yours to keep. Okay, it should be no less than a tenth, no matter how little you earn. It can be as much more or as much more as you can afford. Okay, so I'll read it again. A part of all you earn is yours to keep. It should be not less than a tenth, no matter how little you earn. It can be as much more as you can afford. So, personal finances and wealth and how much money we've got coming into our pockets is one of the things that I really love talking about, because I know that if you're financially free, if you're financially okay, loads of other things in life become easier to manage. I'm a person of faith, so I do understand that money is not it all. Joy, happiness, having a good relationship with God, having a good relationship with your family, it's more important. But I also realize that so many people struggle financially. I know that. And finances in the home between man and wife, or in a relationship, is one of the major causes of like divorce and family and unrest and quarreling and bickering and difficulties. Yet still we don't talk about finances enough. And consequently, lots of us live a life below par. We don't get out of life what we possibly could have got out of, because we don't have enough money in our pockets. So I shall be doing some success principles, about a series on finances. This book is absolutely fantastic. My take on personal finance is, and what the book is saying, that you should pay yourself first. And when they say pay yourself first, and it's recommending that you put 10% of your earnings aside to pay yourself. Now, what do we mean by pay yourself? So when you get paid, when you work and you get paid your money, let's say for argument's sake, you are paid £1,000 a month. What this book is suggesting is that you put 10% of that money aside for yourself. In the next series, I'll be talking about putting another 10%, or so your first 10% will go either to God as a person of faith. You put it towards your tithe or God, or else put it towards charity. The next 10% goes to you. This is money that you're going to put it to work for you. Because when you start this as a young person, and you put 10% of your income away, over time it builds up, and it compounds. So you get a lot more money for what you've put to the side. All of us really technically should have a 10% that we put away all the time. Now, if you could put away more than 10%, which is the book is suggesting, is even better. Now, other commenters in this area would say, okay, put 10% towards God or your charity, 10% in and an investment that will bring you some returns. And another 10% is money that you can use to do your own business, or you can work it yourself to make you some income. We talk a lot about passive income, money that comes in, whether I, as a doctor, whether I go out to work or not, I need to have something on the side that generates an income. And this is one of the things that I really love talking about. So think about it, 10%. So we talk about the 10-10-80 principle, or the 10-10-80 rule, where your first 10% is your tithe, your next 10% is money that you put in an investment, something that you are not working with, but somebody is working to bring you some income. Remember, I'm not saying savings, because at the moment our interest rate is just too low for people to put their money into savings. I might do a clip where I try, to explain why you really should not put your savings into a bank account, because the interest rates are too low and the rate of inflation is high. So in effect, you're losing money if it sits in your bank account, but you need to put it somewhere that will generate some income. And the other 10% is something, a business that you can do for yourself. So if you needed to do some business, if your 10% you're putting aside, you use that. So you like, as it is, your hands work that 10%. So it's 10, let's 10, 20, and 70, and that you live in your 70%. So if you're paid £1,000 a month, you live in the 700. If you can live within the 600 or the 500, it's even better. So it means you've got more money to invest and to save. That is what we all need to do as soon as we start working, really, right from the word go. We do that. We put money to the side that will work for us. We will attain and achieve financial freedom a lot quicker than us just going to work and spending all our money, and we're just waiting to work 40, 50 years and retire to a little pension that the government gives you. There's an organization in the US. I don't know whether they've got members here in the UK, but US and Canada certainly, called FIRE, FIRE. And you can Google or even go to YouTube, because they've got plenty YouTube videos. Then they're called Financial Independence and Retire Early. People in this organization, I wish I had known about them when I was, like, I don't know, in my 20s or 30s. They know how to really live a life of where they're really on top of their finances. They save a lot of their money, they invest and find other ways to make money. So you'll find out in their 30s, they already got all they need to retire. And most of them are retired and they're traveling around the world and they're doing all kinds of things. They've got principles that we can learn from. So if you're listening, let us begin to think differently about the way in which we earn our money and the way in which we spend our money. We've got to look at the way how much what we use, how much credit we use, and how we use our credit cards, because the credit cards really steal our financial wealth and they steal our futures from us. I'm not going to say too much about credit cards, but in this video, all I want people to know is the 10-10-80 principle. Pay yourself first. Do your tithe, but pay yourself first. Put 10% aside and put into something that is going to generate some income for you. So that is it for this video. If you've liked what I've said and it resonates with you, by all means share the video. Give me a thumbs up. And if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do, because it will always be nice to have a few of you on board. Leave me some comments. Actually, tell me, how you intend on saving, investing or working with your extra money, your extra 10% or the 20%. What do you intend to do with it? Do you intend to do a business? Do you intend to put into bonds or stocks or whatever it is? I'd love to hear from you, because I want to learn from you too. So thank you very much for being with me, and I'll see you in the next video.